Trilisk and my GPs have been first class. My problems are sometimes with aftercare. People, I think, sometimes are a bit left not knowing the best course of action. And I think because I know that transport's an issue everywhere now, but people can't get out and about too well in Cornwall. And I think loneliness and isolation triggers mental health issues.
I think it's important to be treated as people and not conditions, but even more so at the Centipede Club, because you spend more time. I mean, the surgery, you're sitting there and you don't get to know people, or unless you see someone you know. So I mean, that's where I think that's better, because you can talk and you've got people having the same problems, and some a lot worse than what I had.
I think we should focus more on the mental health side of illnesses, because people my age don't really focus on stuff like stress and anxiety, where that in this day and age is more common. It's a big thing and not many people know about it. And if we can have more things that can support that, then it would help many people like my age and older know about the stuff that, like the possible side effects and health effects of it, that not everyone knows about.
Isolation is a problem because you have not the number of people locally that you can contact easily, and getting into somewhere like Liskeard is a bit more of a problem, but it can be coped with. And when you've got somewhere that you've got company who understand the same problems, it's not so bad.
If you could be treated in your own community, you feel more at home, you feel safer in your own living environment, in your own space. But I do realise, now I've got older and more cynical, that isn't ever going to happen, simply because there isn't enough money. But if there was provision ever in the future for us to be dealt with locally, I think it would aid the healing process, and it would aid our well-being.
For more important patients with bigger needs to be seen first, rather than people with not so much important needs taking up beds or places which they don't need to be.
Going to the Centipede Club has social benefits as well as medical benefits. I met some nice people. We got quite friendly. We have a coffee and a long chat, and we're called in one at a time for the treatment that we need.
Nipping it in the bud, nipping mental health in the bud, getting in there quickly, and then the people coming out, the social interaction with one-to-one at home, and as well in the hospitals.
I think that decision is being made on our behalf, and we're not being kept in the loop of what will be affecting our generation in the time to come.
Well, I think more community gyms around the local area would improve the rehabilitation of NHS users, as there will be more job opportunities for personal trainers, physiotherapists, and it will develop Cornwall as a county more, as such as up country, and it'll help people down in Cornwall rehabilitate more than just using prescribed drugs.
Well, it's helpful to understand the medicines you're using.
I'd like to hope that more use of IT and technology will come in, because with teenagers, they use social media all the time. They have all the latest technology, so if they have an app, it will just develop their information and their knowledge of if they're ill, what could be wrong with them, and how to treat it.
Of course, it's not only the medical side that's important, it's the social side as well. I think it has a great beneficial effect.
What's important to me is that everyone's joined together and it's all coordinated. So with regards to housing, doctors, hospitals, all being as part of one, and just protecting my children's future in the long run, and that everyone's working together.
I've seen people with mental health issues, and it seems to trigger physical symptoms as well. And I think if we could put some support there, it would take some pressure off perhaps some of the statutory organisations, because volunteers, if they visit a family or visit an elderly person, if it's just once a week, it can make a huge difference. I have seen the impact of that. It can be a lifeline.
As technology is developing and online's developing and more kids are getting into like technology as a whole, I think online booking for like appointments would be a lot easier, as it would slow down the wait of waiting. And as a whole, as younger kids are getting into more technology, as they like book cinema tickets, they can book anything online, like flights, holidays. It would be simple just booking in a doctor's appointment.
I know a lot of people from like friends and family of friends, so I know quite a lot of people. If I am to go out, if I need to talk to somebody, there's always people out and about.
I've used the home treatment team, support workers and CPNs, and they've all been absolutely fantastic for me. But I think it's the one-to-one and working together and going down the roads one after the other and working together, it's helped me so much.